in the form of the F1. The F1 aims to compete with devices like the 3rd generation Moto G, which I did love, so let's see what I think of the F1. So first of all, let's get this out of the box and see what's included. So as expected, the first thing we see is the device itself, so let me grab this and move it to one side. Next up we have a little packet that houses the SIM ejector tool and also all the usual paperwork you will never read. What's pretty dope though is the inclusion of this clear TPU case, and I definitely think that all manufacturers should definitely get on board with this and include a case. So next up we have the plug, and mine is obviously UK fitment, and we also have a pair of earbuds that actually look pretty decent, so I'll definitely have to check these out later. And the last item in the box is the micro USB cable itself. Take a closer look, you can also see that we have chamfered edges, and love them or hate them, they definitely add a premium look to a smartphone. The device itself weighs in at just 134 grams, so it does feel pretty light in the hand. Moving on to the front of the device, you will find the 5-inch 720p IPS display, and I know you're thinking, why 720p? And to be honest, I wish they could have thrown a 1080p panel on here as well, as it would definitely have been the icing on the cake, so to speak. So for a 720p display, it actually isn't all that terrible. Sure, you can see the pixels if you're looking for them, but for the price of the device, I can certainly live with it. The colours are vivid, and watching YouTube videos in 720p isn't actually all that bad.
No. No.
If you won't be using two SIMs, then you can go ahead and utilise SIM slot 2 and use a micro SD card up to 128GB, allowing you to expand on that 16GB of storage. Hand side, and you will find the volume buttons, and I must say that all the buttons definitely have a nice tactile feel. Up top we have the 3.5mm headphone jack, and on the bottom we have the micro USB port and a microphone. The rear of the device houses the 13MP camera and flash, and also the single speaker along the bottom, which, let's face it, is a terrible position for a speaker. So powering this device along is a Snapdragon 616 octa-core processor, an Adreno 405 GPU, 3GB of RAM and a 2500mAh battery. When it comes to the performance, I ran into no issues at all. The F1 runs on Oppo's Color OS, which is based off of Android 5.1.1. You can scroll through the home screens and multitask with ease, and that's where that 3GB of RAM comes into play. I also tried a few of my favourite games out, and they ran without any issues at all. Riptide GP was smooth and I seen no hiccups, and the same can be said for Ski Safari 2. I also didn't notice the device getting hot, but if you guys want me to do some in-depth gaming tests like I did with the 5X. Overall, Color OS is pretty smooth and fluid, and the only downside being is that there is no app drawer to be found, which is a pretty common sight on these Chinese devices. iOS is packed with features, and rather than bore you with all of them, I'll just discuss a few that I enjoyed. First up is the ability to customise the device with themes via the built-in themes store. There are many themes you can choose from, and applying them is super fast and easy. I've always been a fan of theming my device, so this was definitely a feature that I enjoyed. Protection allows you to change the temperature of the screen and block out that nasty blue light that hurts your eyes when you have been watching YouTube for too long. You can choose between low, medium and high settings, and this feature definitely comes in handy last thing at night and first thing in the morning to make sure that your eyes don't have to strain too hard when looking at your device. So the one thing that Oppo always prides itself on is the camera, and the 13MP shooter is certainly more than capable of delivering some excellent shots. In good light you will get some great detail and colour reproduction, and Ultra HD mode is definitely the route to go down, as I think it produces the best results in my opinion. Low light isn't the worst I have seen either on a budget device, and it definitely gets a pass from me. The camera software is also packed with many features like filters, panorama, HDR, and even pretty cool GIF creator. There are also many additional features you can download, like the ability to shoot in RAW format, as well as time-lapse and slow motion. If you have used an Oppo device before, you probably know about Palm Shutter, that allows you to simply wave at the device to take a picture and it will snap the picture based on the time you set between a 2500 mAh battery. It was never really going to be bad, and So let's wrap this up. The Oppo F1 is an amazing device for the market it is targeting. For $249 in the US and £169 in the UK, I can honestly say that you would not be disappointed in the package. The build quality is stunning, and if you can look past that 720p screen, you could have yourself a great device. Anyway guys, let me know down below